Okay, here is the last question that we'll do in 5.1. That's multiplying a trinomial times a binomial. And I'm going to write this two different ways, okay? So, if you had a three-digit number times, two or three-digit number, you'd probably write it like this and then multiply down and another row, okay? And then add the answers and get your final answer, okay? And that's kind of what we're going to do here in this first example. All right, so I wrote it vertically, okay, down. So let's go ahead and what would we do? We would multiply the first term, negative 5x, times each of these terms and write our answers here below. And then we would take x squared and multiply those three again and write the answers below and then combine like terms. So let's start. Negative 5x times 1 is negative 5x. And then multiply these two. That gives me a positive 15x squared. And then the last two here, negative 10x to the third power. Okay, now let's take x squared. Multiply it to the same three. X squared times positive 1 is positive x squared. Okay, so we indent, right, one place over. And then multiply again. That would give us what? Negative 3x to the third power. And then a positive 2x to the fourth power. As you can see, all the like terms are underneath each other. And then the last step in multiplication is to add down, right? So add these two, negative 5x. 15 plus 1 is 16, positive 16 x squared. These are both negatives, so your answer would be negative 13 x to the third power, or you could write it as minus 13 x to the third power, and then 2x to the fourth. And there's our answer. Okay, now if you don't like writing it, in a traditional manner here like this, you could write it out horizontally. Okay, and then we could use what's kind of like FOIL. It's just that we're going to get 6 different answers here instead of 4 answers in FOIL. Okay, so we're going to take the first term, distribute it to these two, and then negative 3x to those two, and then positive 1 to these two, and we're going to get 6 answers, and then we'll find the like terms and combine those. So 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the fourth power, and then distribute, and you get negative 10x to the third power. Okay, we're done with 2x squared. We're going to do negative 3x, and again distribute it to these two. So that would be negative or minus 3x to the third. Two negatives multiplied positive 15x squared. And then positive 1 times x squared is just x squared, and positive 1 times minus 5x is minus 5x. Okay, now like terms. Let's look for like terms, those that have the same exponent. Okay, so we've got these two, x cubed, and we have these two, x squared, so we'll combine those two. So we'll start with 2x to the fourth, those two minus 13, add 15 and 1 is 16, minus 5x. And there you have multiplying a trinomial times a binomial.